Hello everyone, my name is Margo Francois, aka at Black Yoga Mom on social media, and busyyogamom.com is my blog. I am so excited to be here for W.O.W Tampa, sponsored by T-Mobile. We are hanging out in Lakeland at the beautiful Auburndale Lake Ariana, and it's gorgeous out. The wind is blowing, the sun is beaming, totally amazing vibes. And just so you know, there are some amazing opportunities for you to register for more events just like this yoga flow we're about to participate in. There is a QR code that will populate throughout the video. Feel free to scan it and register right then and there, and then hop back on your mat and flow with me some more. You can win some amazing prizes, up to $500 in gift cards, and you can register at wowmbs.com. If you aren't able to scan that QR code and you're so caught up in the moment of the yoga bliss, it's all good, but be sure to register. Encourage your friends to do the same. And I want to give a big thank you to Mind Body Social and T-Mobile for this awesome opportunity to share some vinyasa yoga with you today. So let's go ahead and get started. Join me in a comfortable seat on your mat with your ankles crossed. You can just rest your palms facing down on the tops of those legs, just above the knee. Let's do a bit of grounding here. Start to connect to your breath, noticing your inhale and your exhale. Taking another full inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And for a moment, take a minute to allow those eyes to gently either gaze down or close. Let's just take a moment to be mindful and present. Continuing to connect to that breathing with the big inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, letting it all go. One more time, big inhale through the nose. Exhale, letting it all go. And flutter those eyes back open, bringing your gaze to me. Take a big inhale, raising those arms. Palms are framing the face. And just gently lift the gaze up towards the sky. I'm experiencing some beautiful blue skies. And exhale, release, placing those palms at your sides on the earth and taking your gaze down. Tucking that chin towards the chest, taking a moment, connecting to the breath. Inhaling those hands back up, allowing your gaze to follow. Exhale, release, placing those palms on the earth next to you, allowing that chin to just naturally rest, going towards the chest. Taking one more big full inhale up. And exhale, release. Bringing those hands to heart center. Pressing those thumbs into the heart, taking a moment of gratitude. You have some beautiful planes flying around. It's just an amazing ambiance and experience. Taking a moment to be grateful for the wind, grateful for seaplanes that are showing up in our atmosphere, and just grateful for this time that we are about to take for some movement. And inhale those hands up, palms are framing the face. This time, take your right palm and place it on top of the left leg, reaching through the fingertips of that left arm for a nice side body stretch, reaching over towards the right. Taking your gaze up, or your gaze can go down to the earth, waking up the body. Coming back to center. And reaching that back palm of the left hand to the center of the back, keeping that right palm on top of the left leg, and allow your gaze to go over that left shoulder. Continuing to wake up the spinal cord. I'm noticing the waves, just tapping into the nature that's around me. Taking a big inhale. And on your exhale, see if you could twist a little bit deeper into your stretch. One more time, inhale. Lengthen through that spine and exhale, twist a bit more. Meeting me back at center with both of those arms extended. Taking that left palm and placing it on top of the right thigh this time. Reaching through those right fingertips. And stretching towards the left. Again, your gaze can go up or down towards the earth. Really opening up that side body as we prepare for some hip and heart opening postures. Coming back to center with those fingertips extended up. Placing that right palm at the center of your back. And taking your gaze over the right shoulder. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale, see if you can twist a bit more. Inhale, lengthen through that spine. Exhale, release. Noticing more of those beautiful planes. Coming back to center with those hands extended and framing the face. Plant those palms on the earth in front of you and shift those hips over. Unclasping those ankles, coming onto the knees and meeting me in tabletop. I'm going to turn to the side so you can have a better view of me in tabletop. You can actually meet me here as well. Take your body so that you're facing the top of your mat in tabletop. Wake up the spinal cord a bit with some cat-cow. Lowering the belly on an inhale, taking the gaze up. Exhale, pressing the earth away from you, creating a curve in that spinal cord, tucking that chin towards the chest. Inhale, lowering the belly, gaze goes up for cow. Exhale, release, pressing the earth away for cat. Taking another inhale, moving the body, finding what feels good in your body. Exhale, release, pressing the earth away. Taking one more round, inhaling, taking that gaze up. Exhale, tucking that chin towards the chest, creating that curve in the spine, and meeting me back in a neutral spine. Just continue to wake up the body. This time, shift your weight so that your palm of your right hand is pressing into the earth, gently lifting the left arm and opening it up with that hand extended, keeping the hips squared, gaze down, really firmly pressing the earth away from you with that supporting hand. And let's thread the needle by releasing, bringing that arm underneath the right armpit, resting the top of that left hand on the earth, and just allowing the ear to gently rest on your mat. Stretching into thread the needle. Pressing yourself up and lifting that arm back up and releasing. Coming back into table. And inhale the right hand up this time. Exhale, release, top of the right hand. The back of it is resting down on the ground. Ear connects to the earth. Feeling that stretch. Taking a moment of mindfulness as if you're here with me, feeling the breeze brush across your shoulders. Feeling it brush across the bottoms of your feet. Noticing the sounds of the airplane flying by and the birds chirping. Pressing that hand into the earth and lifting the right arm up and coming back into that steady tabletop. Tucking the toes, taking a moment, really engaging the arms. Press the earth away from you. Press your pointer finger and your thumb into the earth to really ground you. Really keeping the integrity as we work these arms and have an active workout. Gaze goes down to the earth. Going into some mindful movement. As you tuck those back toes, see if you can hover the knees up a bit, engaging your core. Pressing through those arms. If that's too much, you can lower those knees anytime. Let's take a moment, just breathing, connecting to the body, engaging the core. And continue to lift those hips up, shifting your hips back, and coming into your very first downward facing dog. Pedaling the legs, moving the body, continuing to pedal those legs. I'm gonna wipe my mat a bit. It's hot, so I'm sweating and I don't wanna slip. I wanna make sure we have an amazing flow. So in that down dog, continue to pedal those legs left and right. And meet me in a steady downward facing dog. Again, keeping those arms active, pressing the pointer and thumb fingers into the earth, opening up and creating space in those armpits. Taking an inhale, lifting the right leg up for three-legged dog. Breathing, connecting, and release. Taking an inhale and lifting the opposite leg, keeping those hips squared. Gaze goes towards the belly button or the shin of that leg that is resting on the earth. And release. Come up onto your tippy toes and see if you can just tiptoe your way towards the top of your mat, meeting me in a forward fold. You can take opposite palms to opposite elbows and just rock from side to side. You can create a bend in those legs and rest the belly on top to engage more of your quads and your hamstrings. Rocking and moving. Meeting me back at center, pressing those palms into the earth, taking the gaze towards the top of your mat, and tuck that chin into the chest and slowly begin to rise, meeting me in Tadasana, mountain pose. Just continue to lift those shoulders and roll them back so that shoulder blades are pressing towards each other. Your palms are facing forward. Lift those toes to connect all four corners of your feet to the earth. And take a big inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, letting it go. And inhale those hands up, palms kiss above the head, taking your gaze up. Exhale, allow your gaze to follow your hands as you exhale into a forward fold, moving slowly but intentionally. Inhale, halfway lift, resting those palms on your shins, creating a flat back. And exhale back into that forward fold. Pressing and planting those hands into the earth, stepping the right foot back, lowering the right knee, and resting the top of that foot on your mat. Inhale those hands up, creating a nice hip flexor stretch. Again, don't scrunch those shoulders up. Keep those shoulder blades rolling together, connecting, pressing your heart forward. Arms can be raised, or perhaps you bring them to heart center, or rest them on your hips. You can step that front foot out a bit if you want to get a deeper stretch, or perhaps you want to modify a bit and engage more of that front leg by bringing that back foot in. Find what feels good, keeping the integrity of your posture, lengthening through the crown of your head, connecting to this beautiful blue sky, not a cloud in sight. It's gorgeous. And rest those palms on the outsides of that front foot, tucking the back toe, lifting that knee, coming into a low runner's lunge. Really engaging those hips, keeping them squared, planting those hands. If you need to TP those hands, feel free to, or plant those palms on the earth, really intensifying and deepening that stretch. And take a moment to adjust and really connect those palms into the earth as you step that front foot back, meeting me into a high plank. Again, connecting to the core, having active arms, pressing the earth away from you. Taking your gaze between those hands You can come onto those knees if you'd like for a modification. Really engaging that core for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower onto those knees, followed by the chest and chin, taking your gaze forward, extending through the tops of those legs, resting the tops of the feet on your mat. Your thumbs are parallel to your armpits, and peel your heart up from your mat, coming into a nice cobra, taking your gaze up, feeling that slight back bend. Exhaling, taking the heart back down to the earth. Gaze goes down, tucking those feet, pressing through those palms to lift your beautiful body up. If needed, you can use your knees to lift you, or you can come straight up. Either way, meet me in downward facing dog. Taking a moment to rest. And again, shifting onto those tippy toes and making your way to the top of your mat. Exhaling into a forward fold. And inhaling this time, those hands up. Palms kiss above the head. Exhale those hands to heart center. Taking a moment to meet me in Tadasana. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhaling those hands up, palms kiss above the head. Exhale, nice forward fold, feeling that stretch in the back side of those legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Gaze goes forward towards the top of your mat. Exhale, back into that deep forward fold. Planting those hands into the earth, keeping those active arms. Stepping the left leg back this time and resting the top of that left foot on the earth, coming down onto your knee. Inhaling, hands up for a nice flexor stretch. Finding what is good. Perhaps your hands are at heart center. They could be on your hips. Find what feels good. Maybe you shift your legs out a bit, but remember to keep the integrity of this posture. Lengthening through your spine, being expansive across your heart, even if your hands are at heart center, pressing the center of those thumbs into your heart space, being strong and mighty. I'm going to lift my arms just to bring my heart forward a bit into this stretch. Taking another big inhale through the nose. Exhale, releasing. Bringing those hands to frame that front foot. Tucking the toes, lifting that knee, and coming into a runner's lunge. Breathing into this posture, ensuring that the ankle and knee are aligned, or that your knee is not protruding over your toes. Taking one more moment to connect and feel that stretch. And stepping the right foot back to meet the left, coming into that high plank, engaging the core. Feel free to go down to your knees if need be. However, if you'd like to stay up, let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower onto those knees, followed by the chest and chin. Gaze goes forward. Lengthening through those legs, resting them comfortably on your mat, resting the tops of your feet on your mat, peeling your heart up into that cobra, taking your gaze up, breathing into it, exhaling that heart back down to the earth. Again, pressing up to meet me in downward facing dog. However, you can use your knees as help, or you could press straight up, coming into that high plank and shifting the hips up. Taking a moment to breathe. Active arms. Coming onto those tippy toes and tiptoeing your way to the top of your mat. Coming into that forward fold. And inhaling those arms up Palms kiss above the head. Exhaling those hands to heart center. Taking a moment to let the nutrients of that movement just settle in. We are waking up the body, we're moving, we're being mindful, grateful for the beautiful environment here. So taking a big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Shifting the weight onto that right foot, coming up onto the ball of the left. Just hover that foot on the earth and inhale as you extend that leg back, resting it on the earth at a 45 to 90 degree angle, keeping those hips squared forward. Hands are at heart center. Inhaling those hands up, coming into warrior one. Feeling mighty and strong, beautiful and blissful in this posture. Straightening that front leg, opening those hands out to a T. Reaching that right hand forward, 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 and naturally allowing yourself to tilt a bit, coming into a triangle. Gaze goes up towards that top hand. Hand can rest on the inside of that ankle, fingertips can touch the earth, or if you're here, that is okay. You can step that back foot in a bit if need be. Opening those arms back out to a T, coming back into a warrior two, rotating the palms down. Gaze goes forward over the pointer and middle finger. Feeling that stretch in that front leg, really grounding through the back leg. Bringing those hands back out to a T, straightening the legs and heel toeing those feet in so that toes are now pointed towards the front corners of your mat. Arms are at a T. Inhaling into 5-pointed star. Exhale, bringing those arms out into goal post, lowering the hips, coming into goddess. Lifting those toes to do a quick check to ensure you are rooting and grounding and connecting to the earth. Feeling that stretch in those inner thighs. Straightening those legs, coming back into that 5-pointed star. And exhaling, coming into a wide-legged forward fold, reaching the crown of your head towards the earth. Taking whatever modification feels right. If you want to take your legs a bit wider, feel free to do so. Toes should be pointing forward at this point. Feet are parallel with the edges of your mat. Inhaling, lifting that heart, coming up onto your fingertips. And exhale, release back into that forward fold. Lifting the chest and walking those hands over, rotating onto the, so that the toes are pointing towards the front of the mat, rolling onto the ball of that back foot, coming into that runner's lunge. Feeling that stretch, lowering that knee, shifting the hips back this time, reaching the glutes towards the top of that heel of the left foot. Your foot in the front can be flexed with toes touching the earth, or you can allow the sole of that foot to lift. As you inhale, lifting the heart, exhale, fold over for half splits. Feeling that stretch in your hamstrings. You can walk those hands out a bit if you'd like. Remember to connect to your breath, focusing on that inhale and that exhale to sustain you. Shifting those hips forward, lowering the sole of the foot back to the earth. Continuing to keep that tuck in the back leg. Pressing as you extend and lift that knee. Rotating onto the ball of that back foot and coming into a 45 to 90 degree angle. Back foot is resting on the earth. And inhale those hands up back into that warrior one. Hips are squared, 90 degree angle in that front leg. Exhale, release. Rotating onto the ball of that back foot and stepping into high plank. Lowering onto your knees, chest, chin, gaze goes forward, extending those legs, lifting your heart. Gaze comes up. Exhaling the heart back down to the earth, tucking those toes and really pressing through those arms as you meet me in downward facing dog, finding your down dog. Coming up onto those tippy toes, tiptoe your way to the top of that mat. Lowering the heels and exhaling into a forward fold. Inhaling those hands up, palms kiss above the head. Exhaling those hands to heart center. Taking a moment to inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it all go. This time shifting the weight onto the right leg, coming up onto the ball, or left leg and coming up onto the ball of the right foot. Taking a moment to breathe. Inhale, lifting that leg. Foot is flexed on the right foot. Exhaling, slightly shifting the hips forward. Stepping that back foot back, coming into a 90 to 45 degree angle. Hips continue to remain squared forward. Inhaling those arms up. Meeting me in Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Noticing that the ankle of that front leg is in alignment with the knee. Rooting to rise as we use that back foot to really press us up. Connecting to the earth, but also extending and being expansive. Exhaling those hands down. Coming into that low lunge. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Rotating on that back foot and lifting the heart to come back into that Warrior 1. Staying in that Warrior 1, I'm going to switch sides so you can see me a bit better in this flow. Here is your Warrior 1. From Warrior 1, exhale, bringing those hands out to a T. In Warrior 2, but palms do not face down, they're facing forward. Straightening that front leg, you can step the back leg in a bit, reaching the left hand forward, and naturally coming into Trikonasana, triangle. Gaze goes up. Breathing into Trikonasana. Really connecting to the shape of this strong posture. Bringing that bend back in the front leg. Bringing those arms up into the T this time. Rotating those palms down. Gaze goes over the pointer and middle finger. You are now in Warrior 2. From Warrior 2, bring those hands so that palms are facing forward and in a T. And begin to heel toe, really tapping into those leg muscles, those feet in. Inhaling the arms up, coming into 5-pointed star. Exhaling, bringing those hands out to goalpost or cactus arms. Meeting me in Goddess. Breathing, engaging the insides of those legs. Taking one more big breath, inhale through the nose. Exhale, release. Straightening those legs, coming out into that 5-pointed star. Feet are now parallel. Toes are pointing forward. Exhaling, forward fold. Reaching the crown of your head towards the earth. Wipe some sweat off. And take a moment to be present with me, listening to the birds chirp, the waves as the water crashes on the shore. It's very beautiful here at Lake Alice. Inhaling, coming into a halfway lift. Fingertips are gently resting on the earth or palms are connected to the earth. And exhale back into that deep forward fold. Inhaling into that lift, rotating onto the ball of the back foot, coming up so that you're rotating that back leg so that the toes are pointing forward, and you are now in a runner's lunge. Taking your gaze towards the earth, feeling that connection in your hips, having those active arms where you're pressing the earth away from you. Lowering that back leg, keeping that back foot flexed, and reach the right glute towards the top of that back heel. Left leg is extended. Toes can be flexed with foot flex, or toes can rest on the earth if that's more comfortable. Inhaling to lift the heart. Exhaling, lowering the heart towards the top of that extended leg. Really engaging the hamstrings for a nice stretch. You can walk those hands out a bit in front of you. Coming into a nice half split. Taking a big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Shifting that weight forward, resting the sole of the foot on the earth, keeping that back foot tucked. Again, connecting to the earth, tucking those toes and lifting that back knee. This time, stepping that front leg to meet the back leg, coming into high plank. And coming into knees, followed by the chest and chin. Gaze goes forward, extending through the tops of those legs, lifting the heart, taking the gaze up, creating that back bend, seeing if you're noticing that you're more open and maybe you're lifting up more within your cobra. Exhaling that heart back down to the earth, tucking those toes, and really pressing those arms into the mat, using either your knees or just pressing yourself up to meet me in downward facing dog. Again, coming onto those tippy toes and tiptoe your way to the front of your mat, meeting me in a forward fold. Inhaling those hands up, bringing hands to touch above the head, and exhaling those hands to heart center. Taking a moment to connect to your breath. Big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And walk to meet me so that you are now standing center on your mat. Hands are still at heart center. You are now facing me. Should be positioned on your mat horizontally in the center. Take a big inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, deep forward fold. Connecting those hands onto your mat. Flip those hands as you press them into the earth. You're in a forward fold. Take a moment to, if it's comfortable, flip your hands so that your palms are facing up. You're just gonna work the backs of the legs with a nice deep stretch of the hamstrings, and slide your hands underneath your foot so that your toes connect with the inside crease of your wrists. If that is too much, just take a nice forward fold, and perhaps you take some of the bend out of your legs, or perhaps you just rest and take a moment to connect to your breath. Inhale, lift the heart slightly, and exhale, feel that forward fold. Breathing into this nice hamstring stretch. Perhaps you feel it in your calves. You may even feel it in your shins a bit. Really opening up and stretching the body. And release, bringing those palms so that they are now flat on the earth in front of you. This time, take your peace fingers, sending out good vibes. And we're going to wrap our peace fingers around the big toe, like so. And again, lengthen through, creating some space with a flat back. And exhale, release. Pulling those toes up and towards you, deepening that forward fold. You may even allow your elbows to just naturally open. And just let your body hang. Don't have any tension in the neck. Just relax. And notice the sounds. I'm noticing an airplane. Taking those pointer fingers from around the legs. Tucking your chin towards your chest. Slowly begin to roll up. Slowly, again, lifting those shoulders, bringing shoulder blades together. Opening your heart forward, palms are facing forward. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhaling those hands up, palms kissed above the head. Exhale, bring those hands to heart center. Shifting the weight onto that left leg, coming up onto the ball of the right foot. Gonna do some balancing with tree pose. This is a beautiful, beautiful lake area, so why not become a part of nature and an extension of it by becoming a gorgeous tree? So you could either bring that foot to the inside of the ankle, resting your toes on the earth, continuing to keep the integrity of the pose. Perhaps you bring it up just above the knee. Say hi to the plane. Just above the knee. Or you could take it even further and rest it just beneath your pubic bone, keeping the integrity of the pose, opening up by really creating tension as if you're trying to open your hip up a bit more. Creating that tension, hands can be at heart center, or you can lift those arms and move your hands, and maybe you flow like a tree. Those branches are extending, rooting through that resting foot, taking up space. Taking one more big inhale. Exhale, release that foot. Bringing it down, parallel, releasing those arms, bringing those hands back to heart center. We're shifting the weight over now to that right foot, coming up into the ball of that left foot, connecting the sole of that foot perhaps to the inside of the ankle, just above the knee. You don't want to be on the knee, or just beneath your pubic bone. And as you see, sis is trying to get it together too, so it's okay if you slip, it's okay if you lose your balance. We are in this together, bringing those hands to heart center, or inhaling those hands up, becoming a tree, moving, flowing, swaying, continuing to open up that hip, creating space, creating strength, rooting to rise. Taking a big inhale through the nose and exhale, let it all go. Releasing the leg, taking a moment to roll out those ankles. And meet me, come into a kneeling position, resting on those knees like so. Toes are tucked just to help create some additional balance. And see if you could extend that right leg out, coming up actually like onto the inside corner of that foot. So the inside of that foot, just gently see if you can rest it on the earth. Maybe you stay here, but if it's more comfortable, see if you can take on that semi-warrior-like foot pattern where the sole of your foot is connecting to your mat, continuing to lengthen and to be strong and steady in your torso area. Hands can remain here, or inhale those hands up. Exhaling the right hand, palm down to the top of that right extended leg, lengthening through those fingertips. And just allow your hand to gently slide down the side of your body, opening up the heart, taking your gaze up for a nice compass pose. Feeling that stretch. I'm enjoying the breeze. This is a nice stretch for those inner thighs, the side body. Releasing, bringing those hands back up. This time, see, as you release those hands, if you can lower the left hand to the outside of that leg and inhale, lifting the right hand up, fingertips point over the head, peeling the heart up that way, continuing to connect the sole of your foot to your mat. Taking the gaze up, being expansive, allowing your heart to press forward. Ooh, this feels so good across the lower back. Just a beautiful stretch. Taking a big inhale and exhale. Releasing that hand and shifting that hand from the earth back to the hips. Coming back to center in a kneel. Let's go to the opposite side. Again, let's start, and perhaps you're just resting on the side of that inside of your foot, keeping the integrity of your right leg grounded and rooted. Seeing if you could connect the sole of that foot to your mat. Gaze is coming forward, inhaling those hands up. Taking that left palm and resting it on top of the left leg, reaching through those right fingertips, shifting for a nice side stretch and allowing that arm to gently slide down that extended leg. Taking your gaze up, really feeling that stretch here. Pressing the heart slightly forward. Beautiful compass pose. And releasing, shifting the weight back up, coming back to center, keeping that leg extended, pressing the palm of the right hand into the earth, and naturally allowing your body to come into a side stretch, lengthening through that top arm, pressing the heart forward, shifting those hips forward a bit. Fingertips extend above your head, reaching. Gaze can go up. Feeling a nice, beautiful, deepened stretch in the body. And release, lifting that arm, coming back into a kneeling posture. If you need to, put your hands down on the earth, and we're gonna just crawl so that we are now facing the top of the mat. Let's do some heart opening with a nice camel pose, keeping those hips parallel. Your feet can actually rest on the mat, or you could tuck the toes, whatever feels most comfortable. Bringing those hands up, inhaling. Allow your hips to naturally shift forward for this. Lifting your gaze. Seeing if you can reach back with the right hand to place it on top of the right heel. Keeping the left hand extended, allowing the heart to peel forward. If this feels good, take the left hand down to the top of the left heel. Find what feels good in your camel. Really allowing the heart to beam forward. Just allowing the head to naturally fall. Lifting through that right arm. Followed by the left, and bringing those hips up. Bringing those hands to heart center. Planting those hands and walking. Fingertips out in front of you, coming into child's pose. Resting your forehead to your mat. Connecting to your breath. For a big inhale, big exhale. Lifting your gaze so that you're looking at the top of your mat, walking those hands back, just allowing your heels to rest and connect to the glutes. Lifting those shoulders, rolling shoulder blades together, taking up space, being expansive, lengthening through the crown of your head, taking a moment to be present, staying where you are, gently allowing your eyes to close or your gaze to go down. I'm just going to turn around so that you can see me, but stay where you are. You're gonna just do some breathing, taking a moment to be mindful. Big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let's do a few rounds of some 4-part box breathing to help calm the body, relax you. So what we'll do is inhale through the nose for 4 counts, pause and hold that for 4 counts. Exhale through the mouth for 4 counts, hold that for 4 counts and repeat. So let's do some breath work together. Inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth, letting it all go for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Taking one final round. Inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Taking a moment to return to your natural pattern of breathing. Continuing to keep that gaze cast toward the earth and those eyes closed. Settling into a moment of gratitude for joining us, for taking some time to participate in WOW Tampa here at Auburndale Lake Ariana. And I encourage you again to make sure that you register to join us. We have so many amazing events. You can do that at wowmbs.com. So thankful to Mind, Body, Social, and T-Mobile for the opportunity to share an amazing yoga practice with everyone. So thankful for you for joining us in this beautiful space. And if you are local or if you ever plan on visiting, this is such a beautiful place to come, have some fresh air, and to just really enjoy your city, which is so amazing. I love that Mind, Body, Social is all about that, connecting us with our local communities and uplifting local instructors. This is so amazing. So let's bring our hands to heart center, keeping those eyes closed. Just take a big inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Flutter those eyes open. I hope that you are smiling. I hope that you feel full, because I do, and I'm so thankful for you. I'm thankful for your time. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste, friends.